Hey guys, Dave here. Planning to do an overnighter tonight in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania in a state forest. It's a beautiful area. There's a lot of logging activity going on, so I'm hoping that my preferred camp spot is not all trash, basically. Guess we'll see when we get there. Yeah, so here's this little stream. It goes down to a much larger brook. Well, I'm at the point where I'm ready to leave the main trail. And it looks like there's a logging road going up to near where I want to camp. So I guess we're going to see if I'm going to be able to camp where I was planning to tonight. Thankfully, I'm not climbing that. Sun's getting pretty low, but I'm very close. All right, guys, I'm at where I'm going to camp tonight. It's not the same place, not the exact same place I was at the last time I was here, but this will do. I think my old site is maybe another 50 to 100 feet that way, but it's gotten pretty overgrown. As you can see, there's plenty of wood on the ground if I decide to have caveman TV, also known as a campfire, which is a spec-ops brand recon ruck, which is, you can think of it as a mostly product improved medium Alice pack. I've got in there German Army sleeping mat, which is going to go under a Climate Static 5 insulated air mattress. The foam mat will protect the air mattress from any punctures, and then underneath that I'm going to put an AMK heat sheet. On the ground I've got, that's a Hill People Gear original kit bag. It's got some survival supplies, a small first aid kit, pistol, just in case. And then for insulation tonight, this is a still nylon bag from Hill People Gear. I've got in there an Osni cloak from Wilderness Innovation. It took about 2 months to get, but it is quite well made, and I'm hoping it'll be warm enough tonight. It's supposed to get down to, I think, upper 30s. So I've got a couple of more layers I'm going to put on my body. Otherwise, it may be a little bit cold. And then my shelter is going to be an original Yervin field ducken combination tarp, windsack, bivvy, whatever you want to make out of it. It's pretty cool. I'll show you. All right, guys, I got my shelter up, and now it's just going to be time to put my bedroll in there. Let the Osni cloak fluff back up a little bit, and then I'm going to get myself some dinner, which is going to be tonight. It's going to be courtesy of a French RCIR, which I forget what that stands for exactly in French, but it's a 24-hour ration pack. This is what the French military issues instead of MREs like we do. And based on prior experience, they're actually really good. They seem to use a lot of off-the-shelf commercial stuff. Okay. Here's my Fjelldukken Yervin bag, set up as a half pyramid shelter. For a pole, I'm using my trekking pole, and then I've got a bunch of the fairly inexpensive aluminum stakes. Hopefully you can see that. So I've got 5 of those. Could use one more for the back middle. So what I did for the middle and the back is I just found a suitable stick and made one on site. Of course, if you're in proper woodlands, and I'm sure this qualifies, you can make all your stakes on site. But one of the things I like about the information provided on the Hill People Gear website is they talk about something called an energy envelope. So you can make stuff on site, but you have to expend energy doing that. And in an emergency, you might not have that energy, and it might actually be easier to just have the gear with you. You know, that's especially with stuff like primitive shelters. And I know Lars on Survival Russia, excuse me, talks a lot about it, going out with the proper gear. Because the old saying is, if you're prepared, it's camping. If you're not prepared, it's survival. Well, there you go. You can see that now. So I got most of my bed set up. I've got the air mattress on top of an AMK heat sheet, which I suspect after tonight might be trashed. The Osni cloak, I got it. I've actually got it inside out. I got it in blaze orange, so I could wear it if I'm deer hunting here in Pennsylvania. You need to wear fluorescent orange, but then I got olive drab on the inside, so I just reversed it because I wanted to try to keep the make sure dirt doesn't get on the orange. And then you can see here inside of the Yervin bag how it's got a Mylar reflective coating. If I had a fire going, I don't know that I'm going to do one tonight. It would help reflect any heat. Of course, if I was wearing it as an insulating device, it would reflect a lot of my body heat back. And then you can also see I've got an inflatable pillow. Well, guys, I know this is dark, but I'm going to see if I can show you what's in this French ration pack. I've got my Esbit stove set up with a trioxane bar in there. I normally like the hexamine, regular Esbit tabs, but I had this and want to use it up, so hopefully it'll work. If not, I'll just go over to hexamine. I'm hoping the trioxane isn't burning hotter than the hexamine. I don't know. Would hate to have a totally burnt meal. Well, trioxane burned out about a minute or two after I spoke last. So I'm going to crack this open and see how she is. I mentioned earlier that the little plastic spork that they include with this is pretty pathetic. So I've got a spoon that I'm going to use. This is a Swiss Model 84 canteen. Let me set you down. And came with a matching cup. Like so. Let's see if this is good. That's a little too small. I have to adjust things here. Let's see. Now that'll work. Cup's made out of aluminum. And what I'm going to do is heat up some water for tea. Tea bag that came with the French ration kit. Let me see. This. Yeah. Now, tell you one thing about these. Ow. Is that the trioxane light's real easy. You can see why a lot of guys like it. Downside to it is that the shelf life, if the packaging gets punctured, is very limited. Also, I normally like to use a cup with a lid when I'm boiling stuff. I just want to see how this will do, you know, like with a half thing of trioxane. If If this doesn't get it up hot enough, I'll just grab the other one I have with me. Well, guys, I think this will be the final time I check in before bed. It's getting near 9 o'clock, and starting to cool off a little bit. Notice that it's I checked the weather forecast. It's supposed to get down to about 37 here tonight. And the National Weather Service has actually issued a frost advisory for some areas near here. I guess we'll see if that happens around here. I do have a little thermometer, like one of those things you can hang from like a zipper pole or something like that. I think it's about 40 right now. I put on another top. I have been wearing just a long sleeve shirt from Hill People Gear. They're really nice. They're soft and they wick really well, so that's really important because I was pretty sweaty before and don't want to go to bed all wet. And that wicked dry pretty well. So what I have on here, not that you can see it, is it's like a half zip or quarter zip wool and poly top from First Spear. I think it's their ACM 400 layer. I'd have to double check on that, but it's pretty nice. And then if it gets too cold, if the Osni cloak isn't good enough, I also have a U.S. Marine Corps fleece waffle top, which is really, really nice, and they're cheap. You can get them at Sportsman's Guide for like 30 bucks. Highly recommended. And of course I've got a watch cap, just a plain acrylic Carhartt, and some wool fingerless gloves I'll probably put on. But I'll be turning in soon, and hopefully it'll be a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It's about 10:06. It was a long, cold night. Had a little bit of issues with my insulation staying on until I rearranged some stuff, but eventually I figured it out. Didn't really hear too many critters, and actually until just now, can hear an owl off in the distance. Of course he stopped. There we go. One thing I've noticed is the hexamine tabs don't light quite as quickly as the trioxane. So I'm just boiling water right now in the Keith titanium cup, and it's only been on a couple of minutes. I'm already starting to see some bubbles. Having a lid makes a real big difference compared to when I heated water for my tea last night in the Swiss cup with no lid. So first things first this morning, it's going to be a cup of coffee. Well, guys, I'm all packed up. I took my time, no big hurry, and so I just need to hike back to my truck. Anyway, If you watch this, thanks for joining me on this little overnighter. If you like what you see, please hit the like button and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you sometime fairly soon.